This is the Rockville CT80 70 volt commercial 8-inch subwoofer that can be used either on the floor or wall mounted. This subwoofer is the perfect solution to add some low-end oomph to your 70 volt system in your commercial or professional space, whether it be your conference room, restaurant, bar area, lounge, party hall, or even in your home. Now this subwoofer has a built-in transformer that allows you to use it in 70 volt systems with a 70 volt amp and 100 volt systems with an 100 volt amp, or you can bypass the transformer completely and use this as a standard 4 ohm passive subwoofer, which means you can use it with any standard home theater receiver or amplifier. Now since this is a 70 volt subwoofer with a built-in transformer, it has a 70 volt tap. This tap allows you to pull a fixed amount of watts from your 70 volt or 100 volt amplifier to this subwoofer. In less technical terms, that just means I have options in how many watts are going from my amplifier to this sub. When using it with a 70 volt amplifier, this sub can be tapped at 3 different options of 10 watts, 20 watts, and 40 watts. When using it with an 100 volt amplifier, it can be tapped at 3 different options of 15 watts, 25 watts, and 55 watts. And if you bypass the transformer and use it at 4 ohms, this sub has a power handling of 80 watts. Now, one of the benefits of 70 volt systems is the wiring is super simple. It's all parallel wiring throughout the chain. So all the speakers in your 70 volt system can just be daisy chained from one to the next with speaker wire, just running from the positive terminal of one speaker to the positive terminal of the next, and the negative to the negative all the way through till you're back at your amp. So if you wanted to use this sub in parallel with the rest of your 70 volt speakers, you would just go from the binding post terminals here into your next speaker. And these binding posts accept either bare speaker wire or banana connectors, which makes installation and wiring even easier. And the great thing about this subwoofer and 70 volt speakers in general is you can mix and match them with other styles of 70 volt speakers tapped at different wattage amounts. The one thing that you do want to double check in your 70 volt system is the amount of speakers you have and what watts they're all tapped at, and make sure that your amplifier is capable of producing that power. For example, if you have 10 70 volt speakers tapped at 10 watts each, you're going to want to match it with an amplifier that is easily capable of producing 100 watts. Now this subwoofer can be used on the floor, or with the included bracket, you can mount it onto your wall and adjust the position of the angle from side to side or tilted forward or upward for the best possible sound staging for the room you install it in. This is a great option because if you have a restaurant or even a conference room, instead of cluttering the floor with multiple subwoofers, you can mount these around the corners or really anywhere to give everyone in the room an even listening experience. And this sub is a downfiring subwoofer and ported for a booming but tight musical bass response, which I bet you're wondering what it sounds like, so let's go to Perry who has a demo set up.
What's up guys? So as you can see, I have my CT80 all set up to the wall and running to my multi-zone amp, which is our very own RCS 350-6. I also have the sub running to its own zone for independent volume control from our speakers, and we have it tapped at 40 watts for the most power coming out of the sub. So when you're running your sub at home, just be aware of the wattage capability of your amp and how many watts you can cap each zone at. So I'm gonna play some music coming from the speakers, and then I'm slowly gonna bring the sub in so we can really tell the difference. Okay, again, this is without the sub. Start bringing it in now on zone 1. Oh yeah, yeah. Start to hear a lot more low end, a lot more bass. Fills out the room nice. Got it, cool. Some of us, we're hardly ever here. So as you guys just heard, having the CT80 in the mix makes a big difference. You start to hear a lot more low end with your 70 volt system, and it makes for a great addition to your 70 volt system in any commercial space like your restaurant, your conference room, and much more.
So if you're looking for a 70 volt commercial 8-inch subwoofer for your restaurant, conference room, commercial space, or even home use, look no further than the CT80 from Rockville.